I'm Mike Angelo. I'm here to tell you about pitch correction in Logic Pro 10 to get the Autotune type of effect that you might be used to hearing in Drake tracks, Future tracks, any modern hip-hop, pop stuff. So, let's get right to it. I have a session open with the little vocal track. I'm gonna click on that track, go to the left where you can see the channel strip, go down to pitch in the plugins. So pitch correction. I'll go over that one more time. Drag down over here, pitch correction, boom. So this button on the top left of that window will turn the plugin off and on. Let's hear the little vocal clip without any effect. So that's a very raw track, obviously. So what my process is, I just do trial and error. So if you go right here in the plugin window, we'll see if it's in a major scale, and then what we're gonna do after that is, once we are testing out what key it is in, we're gonna go down to the response time, and make it very quick so we can tell if the key is correct, and then we can turn it up and down. Response time is like how robotic it sounds versus how human it sounds. So this is going to sound pretty robotic here with the response at 0. Let's turn the plugin back on. That might help. Alright, well that didn't sound like it was in key, so let's keep surfing through these different keys till we find the right one. Okay, I don't hate that. I think D major might be our winner. And once you do that, you can even make it sound better. A lot of people don't. It took me a while to figure this out. These bypass buttons actually have an effect. So what I'm going to do right now, when it's playing, you see the notes are highlighting that are being inputted. If I click show output, it'll tell you what it's being tuned to, as far as which notes are highlighted. So let's play that one more time. Okay, so now let's bypass all the notes that aren't in the key, so that the plugin doesn't allow the voice to so much as drift into them at all. Alright. That sounds pretty good. Let's hear it one more time. And you can mess around. Maybe it would sound good if you bypassed one of the notes that weren't already shaded out, and you shade notes in and out of the scale by just clicking them. So if you bypass them and shade them out, they're not going to hit. So let's see what happens if we just bypass the G but still keep it in the scale. That's a good strategy for problem notes. I don't think it's making a big difference in this case scenario. But if you ever had just maybe a note that was in between two notes and it wasn't sounding as on point, then you can just highlight that piece, split it, and once you split it, you can put it on a whole nother different track, and then put Autotune on that track with more specific settings that won't affect the other parts in a negative way. So I'd go in the mix window, Just to clarify, I'd go in the mix window. And duplicate that and open that track settings. Bypass maybe one note that wouldn't sound good on the whole thing, but just on that part. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, so you get the basic gist. Yeah, and if you want to humanize it, I don't like, to sound. I don't like my vocals sounding like T-Pain, so let's put them maybe like right here. Another thing I just want to add too is it's good to have, if you go up to the top of the menu and turn on low latency mode, it'll allow you to have the pitch correct plug-in on the tracks you're recording on while you're recording, but you won't hear it till after you're done, just because it's saving space inside the computer for the recording process. But you definitely want to, the Autotune's going to affect the vocals differently every track, so you definitely want to do a bunch of takes and listen to them with the Autotune as you're recording, so you definitely know which takes you want to use, and you don't have to rely too much on post. So it's good to kind of have that shortcut with the proper setting on the track while you're recording, and just know that you got some solid sounding takes without having to do anything crazy like Melodyne or anything like that, because you just never want to create more work for yourself if you don't really need to. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. Stay tuned for more tutorials. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I might have left something out. Hope I didn't. Only thing I will add, I guess, is if someone's recording with a low voice, you can click this right here in the plugin window, low, and say over. And another thing I'll add over here in the detune slider, say you're recording to a beat that's not in a specific key, it's the whole beat as a whole is a little flatter, a little sharp. You can tune this differently to that beat using this slider. So hope that makes sense. This is Mike Angelo. Check me out on SoundCloud.com/Mike Angelo and Twitter at @TheMikeAngelo. Stay tuned. New tutorials, new music in the works. Be sure to subscribe to Why Not On Demand for tutorials, podcasts, and overall funny shit. I'll see you guys next time.